Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Summit America coverage. We've got 7 best-of-1s today as the group stage continues on. And first up will be No Earthspirit versus CNB Esports Club. I'm Zyori, joined by Merlini. What's up, man?
This is the first time we've seen No Earthspirit in the
Sure
qualifiers. See
Yeah.
if they have any fight in them. Not sure if they're in contention for first or second, but we will definitely see.
Yeah, and unfortunately they do have a stand-in today. I believe Relic is their normal 5th, but unfortunately he's not here today, and someone named Strange Fruit is their 5th, and I'm not familiar with the Strange Fruit. I don't know if you've seen him in pub games or something.
What kind of strange fruits are there?
I'm not sure. Apparently a medley. You know, some bananas, some pineapple.
Those aren't weird.
Strange fruit salad.
Those aren't strange fruits. We're talking about like
Star fruits and
durian and
mangoes.
stuff. Do you know what a durian is?
No. Tomatoes. That's a
why
weird
it's a
fruit.
strange fruit. Tomatoes a strange fruit too. Okay. Anyways, draft is already underway.
Yeah, let's hop into this draft here. No Earthspirit. CNB. Well, things opening up pretty standard here. It looks pretty reminiscent to 6.80 Batrider and
CNB
Centaur.
wasn't that strong yesterday.
No, they weren't that bad though.
They weren't that bad.
Who did they play yesterday? I've forgotten now.
Did they play?
They looked all right though.
Was it North American Rejects?
Yeah, maybe. I remember Nedbone played the Dark Seer. For some reason, that's the only
Oh.
detail that comes to mind
No.
straight away.
What the hell?
.net, dude.
Dude, I don't fucking know. Hold on, I'm liquipeating this. We got this. Even though we just casted this yesterday.
Well, Dazzle Centaur is an opener for No Earthspirit. Could be a little bit scary. CNB did not ban out the Shadow Demon. That's a pretty scary tri-lane. I've only seen Chinese teams run it, but the Centaur Dazzle Shadow Demon tri-lane is just redonkulous.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. CNB plays Snot and Liquid.
Yeah, and they
So
beat
not
Sna
anymore. They beat Snot.
and lost to Liquid.
Yeah.
So they looked okay yesterday.
they looked alright.
They looked better than when we saw them in the Star Ladder group stage.
I didn't see the Liquid CNB game though. I
Oh.
casted a Snot CNB game.
Oh.
5 seconds remaining.
Snot was really close to. They were kind of close to winning that game. Anyways, yeah, CNB.
Go ahead.
I would say King RD is probably their best player. Tavo was just a stand-up player on the Lifestealer. He played the Lifestealer yesterday. He destroyed
Yeah.
fools.
Yeah, that was one of those games where he had so much farm. He had like a 5-minute Midas. So he was just trashing people. They did not have much
And No Earthspirit,
to
I've
deal
seen
with
a
him.
decent amount. Goody, also known as fan of Soyeon, Bricks, their carry player. Knave, half-fried egg roll, which I don't actually know. And Relic.
I don't know much about the egg roll. I don't know who that is or what. Apparently that's his real name though. I looked it up right before this. On the official roster, there's just a guy listed as half-fried egg roll.
10
So
seconds remaining.
Yeah.
half
you can
half
use-
raw, half fried, I guess. I don't know.
You can use anonymity
5
to your
seconds
power.
remaining.
So we have
I
a
guess.
Wraith King ban, which is...
Reserve time.
What?
I mean, we saw a pretty dirty Wraith King yesterday. Zai played that support Wraith King, and it was
Yeah, but I don't think CNB's known for
It was
playing Wraith
solid.
King.
no, but you know, it's a new patch. Teams are looking to branch out a little bit, experiment. Wraith King's all the rage right now, man.
He's pretty ownage.
The one true king.
I
The
like, Wraith, I
Unfallen.
like Wraith King. He does a lot of things that supports can't do.
Yeah,
Like
he's
tank.
okay. Like tank. He's all right. I like him as a support better than I like him as a position 1.
I like him as both. I think if you have an aggressive lineup, he's good as a position 1.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's true.
He's decent at fighting early. You just need, like, if you just get Treads drums or phase drums, he can still fight.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's alright, yeah. He's not like, he's nothing to write home about. But
Yeah.
he is definitely good in some lineups.
Yeah,
Very
he's-
reliable, short cooldown stun.
He is reliable. He always shows up to work on time. Templar Assassin, 3rd pick for No Earthspirit, and CMB right away they grab the Venomancer. They want to get a little bit of the poison to cut through that refraction.
I'm not a fan of the TA early pick, especially if teams are
Reserve
flexible
time.
and will draft around.
Yeah,
it.
she's so counterable. I mean, they could still pick up a Viper here if they wanted to, and just make it rain
Viper
up on
just
that TA.
poo-poos all over TA.
Or wait a second, they just picked a TA into a Batrider.
They're not scared, dude.
They're not. I mean, they're obviously not scared, but they should be if it ends up being a TA versus Batrider lane.
Not too many people do that mid, though. That matchup is very uncommon mid, I'd say.
So you mean? Well, yeah, because nobody wants to pick a TA into the Batrider.
No, because no one wants to put Bad Rider mid.
Oh, I see. But still, isn't it kind of? I mean, it's okay. We saw Alliance do it not that long ago.
Yeah, but that's only Alliance.
Only S4 can handle the bat in the mid.
They're the only ones that run it mid more often than.
Radiant team
But isn't it worth it to
Ones
put him
that
in the
are
mid
blue.
lane against the TA? I mean, that's basically a free lane.
Yeah, but at the
What
same
can
time,
TA
you have to
do?
pick another offlaner at the
Yeah.
same time, and the offlaner usually isn't going to get that much farm. So if you have Batrider mid, AA, Veno, and then an offlaner who's also not going to get that much farm, people like the farm dependent mids because it's very difficult for them to get farm in other lanes.
Yeah.
And Batrider, yeah, he's good with items, but it's generally safer for teams to pick someone who's going to struggle in other lanes, like let's say a Shadow Fiend, something like that. So they don't go into the mid game with a lot of items on heroes that don't actually need items. Like Batrider with like BOTs, Force Staff, and Blink is nice, but is he actually going to do the same amount with like 6,500 gold on a Shadow Fiend with like a Blink BKB? Blink BKB is just far more damage output.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I just
So-
look at it as completely smashing the Templar Assassin.
Oh, well, you can smash him with like Viper.
With Viper, yeah,
You
sure.
can, you can do decently with Slark. Slark's not terrible versus Templar. You can
Yeah.
meld off. You can dark pack off the meld strike, and you can take off all the refraction charges.
I think
two in
this is
special.
going to be a Veno mid from CNB. I think they've done this before, where they get the Veno AA combo, and it looks like that'll be the support duo. Then they'll switch it up, and they will last pick a support.
I wouldn't actually say like Veno poo poos on TA because
Doesn't poo-poo, but it does okay.
It does all right. Because
Aye.
Viper can actually last hit with Nether Toxin. Venomancer, like unless you're amazing at managing your wards, it's difficult to outlast hit a TA. You'll be able to harass him out though, so he can't play aggressively for sure.
Yeah. So CNB ban out Shadow Shaman. I still think Earthspirit would do well with a Shadow Demon pick here. Good against Batrider, synergizes well with the Dazzle, and works okay with the Weaver and the Centaur as well. Yeah, I'm going to stick to my guns here. I'm calling a last pick support. Somebody with a stun. Somebody like Avenge or there's another sure stun. I mean, Sand King would have been fine. Rasta would have been fine, but a lot of these good supports have been banned out. And, okay, they go with the Abaddon. A similar flavor to the Shadow Demon, but not quite on point. You can get in range to cleanse with the Aphotic Shield. It's good against the Lasso, but that usually isn't the case.
A lot of stuff you can't even cleanse though. Like you can't cleanse Frost Blast, Ice Blast, whatever you want to call it. Icy Vortex, unpurgeable either because it's Aura. Venomancer's poison you can't take off either. So there's a lot of stuff like Leash from Slark.
Yeah, I mean, Abaddon Weaver is one of those classic combos. Throw on the shield, Weaver be diving them towers. But
I would have preferred a different defensive support. Like
I'm just on the Shadow Demon bandwagon right now. I think he's
Shadow
so
Demon
strong.
bandwagon. Yeah, I'm on board with Shadow Demon.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's hard to deal with. That demonic purge.
You have
Comes
to
in
be a
handy.
really good one. If you are like a lower tier team, not a tier 1 team, I think that Shadow Demon is difficult to play correctly.
Yeah, I mean, the disruption can definitely be a double-edged sword, as it were. We saw that yesterday. PPD trying to save his buddy, set up for the perfect Sunstrike and got him killed. That happens, man. It's it's not always.
If
all,
you don't like
all
your
good in the hood.
teammates, you can always pick Shadow Demon.
Yeah. So CMB, they'll really think about this final pick.
They could either go with a solo mid or a support, as you
Yeah.
said. I'm not a huge fan of the farming Venomancer. We saw it yesterday, and it won very, very easily. But then again, it was EG versus some other team.
Yeah.
So
One of those matchups.
One of those matchups.
Yeah. The farming Veno, I'm not completely sold on it, but in the mid against TA, I think it's okay. He can pressure the TA and also knock down that tower pretty easily if she leaves the lane. And the nice thing about Veno in the mid is he can get a nice early mech and then, grabs a Ag Scepter or something. You just need a delay to get that Veno AA combo on point. And that's where CMB are kind of gambling here. I'm not a big fan of this duo as the two hard supports. They just don't do enough. They don't have enough stuns. They don't have enough damage until the late game. If you can get to 45 minutes, like level 16 AA Veno, both of them with Ags and a Veil, the damage output is absurd. But, well, could kind of be a support
Carry
for me,
Tiny is
but,
real.
Carry Tiny.
It could be Slark mid. Slark mid, carry Tiny.
Okay.
It's King RD on the Slark, so I'm pretty sure it's a mid Slark.
Yeah, Tavo on the Tiny. That would be a Carry Tiny.
So
they may try and pull some Fnatic plays out, but they'll do it straight
dude,
up.
we've never seen Tiny without a Wisp. Well, we haven't seen it in a really long time.
I saw Fnatic do it not that long ago.
Oh, I have not watched any
But
Fnatic games.
They're
in a long
the
time.
only team that I've seen do it. because
Tiny's
they love
legit.
Tiny. Yeah.
I think he's good enough with that Wisp to warrant a
think
pick
so.
once in a while. Although I think he's better versus a lot of melee heroes.
Yeah.
Templar and Weaver aren't your true 600 range heroes, so it's not the worst
I
thing in
think
the world.
Weaver is going to have a pretty easy time this game.
Easy?
Not
Really?
there's not a lot of lockdown, dude. He's so good against Veno.
Dude, he'll get blown up with Bat Rider combo, a Tiny combo. Tiny combo will just like poop on him. Slark also is very good versus Weaver.
I mean, that's cool, and then your TA is going to be going ham on him. Yeah, you like it's.
Dude, TA is not gonna do anything this game. I have that feeling.
TA's
I
not
have that
gonna do
feeling. It's
anything.
like Slark with the Dark Pact, Venomancer with all his poison, Bat Rider with Lasso and Flame Break and Napalm, and they're just gonna kite him all day, man. How's TA gonna get any uptime on any of these heroes? Even if he does manage to get Slark, he has to worry about Shadow Dance. Even if he does manage to get on Tiny, he has to worry about just being able to get tossed away, getting stunned, getting craggy. Like there's just so much stuff for the Tiny.
Craggy. I mean, all right, 2 reasons I think Weaver is going to be good this game. One, they've got their Centaur tempo controller, and as long as the Centaur gets a decently timed Blink Dagger, like
Dude, his name's
14
Half
minutes-
Right Egg Roll.
It's
Okay,
true.
how much faith do you have in him?
I'm a little bit confident in the egg roll. I don't know why, but he just. Well, let's see. Does he have any items? That's the
No.
ultimate test. Son of a bitch. I'm not so confident in this Centaur now. No, if he gets a decent Blink Dagger, I think they just need to create some space for this Weaver, and then. Yeah, I mean, the Lasso can lock him down. If they focus all of their ammunition on the Weaver, Lasso, follow up with the Avalanche, and bing, bang, boom, all the damage, yeah, sure, they can kill him, no problem. But then you've got your TA. That's a lot to dump into the Weaver, and I think Ban Earthspirit have enough cores that CNB don't have enough lockdown to lock down all of their cores. So it's
I don't
either-
think TA is gonna get farm
keep
enough. Like
poison.
even if you just leave her alone, she can't do that much.
You don't think so?
No.
Why? You don't think she can farm against Veno?
She's gonna beat her Slark.
She's gonna be versus Slark, 100%.
I think Dazzle Abaddon is a very
We don't know that she'll be against Slark yet. I guess King RD is usually their
King
mid
RD
player.
plays mid.
Is he always the mid player?
Almost always, yes.
I thought CNB was one of these teams that rotates around a little bit.
They probably do, but I'm pretty sure King RD will go mid.
Okay. All right.
I'm not positive though.
Dude,
It
look
could be Baga.
Look at this AA pose. I always talk about how big his hands are, dude. Look at this guy. He's like, light be on me. Look at that.
I could be wrong. Let's see their builds. Okay, we're ready to go, boys.
All right. Look at those fingers, man. He's ridiculous. All right. Well, we'll see how it works out. I don't know. I think
Oh, it's a tiny mid.
TA will find. Yeah. See? Look at this.
They do switch it up.
So Tavo, usually their position 1 player, headed to the mid. Are they expecting Ban Earthspirit to do something weird here that they're trying to match up against? Tiny versus TA is not particularly good for the Tiny. It's kind of just
No,
I mean, it's not really. I don't
It's not
see
really
that as a
bad.
counter
just
lane. It's
not-
just a sort of a.
They have many better options.
It's like you have a Venomancer and a Bat Rider that can shut down this TA.
Do you like this Slark's hat?
And let's see. Let me see his hat. Oh, is it a little bonnet?
Dude,
Take
everyone has some
the-
legit items.
The Deep Warden's seized hood. Yeah, it's okay. It's a cute little headpiece, I guess.
Tiny doesn't have the elemental ice infusion. I'm judging him already.
Damn, this Sark's cloak is where it's at, though. Look at this thing.
Swag.
The heroic Deep Warden's Dark Ray cape. He got first blood in an awesome game. That thing is.
30 seconds.
It's gonna be worth some money one day, Merlini. Watch out.
I wish I would tell you what hero it was with.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool little thing. I've never seen that on an item before. Well, let's take a look at these rosters. We've got CNB on the Radiant side for our first match of the day. King RD will be playing on the Slark here in the position 1 role. 4DR on the support Ancient Apparition in the bottom lane. Baga on the Venomancer headed down to the bottom as well. That means in the mid it's Tavo on the Tiny. And up in the off lane here we'll have Nedbone playing the Bat Rider.
Old Ned Boone.
Oh, old Nedbone. What a good guy. He played a pretty mean Darkseer in one of the games yesterday, so we'll get to see his bat.
So Baga and Tavo mid. We see Veno and Tiny. I think I would prefer to see Veno and Slark just because I think they have a little bit more kill potential. But I think putting the Veno mid in some way, shape, or form is not a bad idea. And I don't know how they're going to do versus Trilane. We already see the Dazzle with a haze just harassing Tavo out, but he has to deal with the old Baga spam, man.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Ban Earthspirit, they don't really want to pull the Abaddon mid. I guess he could help out, but he is slated for the bottom right now. I guess we'll introduce the Dire side as well. We've got Strange Fruit, their stand-in, playing in the stead of Relic here on the Weaver in the off lane. He'll be joined by Evan, a.k.a. Knave.
Oh,
and-
no.
Oh, Knave. He's in a sticky wicket already. That Chilling Touch doing some deeps, but they don't have enough. They can't follow it up. Now Strange Fruit, he'll poke forward. Chikuchian on up, but won't be able to find any kills of his own. It'll be a dual lane here in the off lane in the mid. Sort of a dual lane right now. Goody on the Dazzle. He's rotating down bottom. Brix is on the TA. And up in the safe lane, that does leave the half-fried egg roll himself up against the Bat Rider.
So Centaur Bat, not that bad of a matchup for Centaur, I feel like, but not that great of one either.
I feel like more heroes should have last hits right now. Is this like bugged out? How are Weaver and Centaur both 0 and 0 still? All right, there we go. Centaur finally gets one on the board.
Yeah, I don't know why Centaur doesn't have any. Doesn't have a magic stick either. Apparently didn't expect Batrider offlane. I think their lanes are fairly predictable too.
Yeah,
As
that's
far as
the
those,
one predictable part.
yes.
The others were kind of a crapshoot with the dual lanes, or is it going to be a tri-lane? But Batrider in the off lane, I guess that was pretty straightforward. I don't know. He started with a lot of regeneration, though. He was expecting to get harassed. 8 tangos and a Sal.
So Bricks in mid, they have a sentry ward there, perhaps for uphill vision. Not entirely sure what he's doing. Baga has been stacking this large camp though, so we already see a tri-stack at 2 minutes in. Bricks gets her ass out of mid.
And, oh, there's the toss back. And with the slow from the Venomous Gale, Bricks will be in pretty big trouble here. Not enough mana for an Avalanche. He'll have it in about 15. They might be able to bring him down before
There's
that.
boost on Tavo. This is first blood.
Oh, there's your Avalanche. And, well, who better to grab that bonus gold than the carry Tiny? Dazzle comes in with a double damage rune, but too little, too late.
That's such a far chase, too. He was like over here, he went over here, he got tossed all the way back, and then he went all the way over here, and still no supports rotating in to try and save him. They have to help this TA out, just because TA is very counterable if you pick her in the third phase, and they picked quite a few heroes that do very well versus her.
Oh, down bottom again, Strange Fruit. He gets pounced upon. Slark says, gotcha! And that'll translate to a kill. 40R gets credit for that one on the AA. That makes it 2-0, and both of those high-priority carries on Ban Earthspirit have already taken a spill.
Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of the draft. Like, Slark just deals with a lot of the things very, very well. Abaddon is just... what did he actually block with the Aphotic Shield this game?
Just damage. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's... I mean, on paper, he's good at cleansing the lasso, but that's about it, and that's just not enough. It's
But
so
you can
hard
just pick
for him
like
to get in position.
Avenge, you can pick a Shadow Demon, those are all pretty good versus Batrider 2, you can pick a Disruptor. Like, I think those offer so much more than their last 3 picks. I like their opener. I like Dazzle Centaur. That's a pretty straightforward opener with a lot of flexibility, but the last 3 are just like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And we see a wraparound from Baga.
And uh-oh. Bricks, he's in trouble again. Venomous Gale's been on the money. Tavo's already dropped the first rotation. He's ready to toss him back. No, he'll just toss him in the air, and they'll chase him down. One more auto attack. There's a stone punch from Tavo. That makes it 3-0, and already CNB with a solid 2,000 gold lead, 1,000 experience lead, and they will press on. Ward. Oh, wow. They will get a free D ward here, which is something for the TA.
50 gold.
But a very little something.
She actually has pretty high CS considering how many times she's died. She has 17 CS compared to the Tiny's 20.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. Yeah, there's her 50 gold. Yeah, not too bad. Centaur has found some recovery in the top lane as well. Now 17-0 against the 21-6 Nedbone. So the half-fried egg roll. Looks like he fried it all up, got himself a magic stick. And now he's in pretty good shape. It's amazing how much easier it is to lane against Batrider once you get that stick.
He has a lot more base damage too. Only 50 on Batrider, 71 on half-right aggro. He shouldn't have that difficult of a time. We see Goody getting the illusion on Dazzle, but we haven't really seen any rotations out from Bannerth. It's pretty much just been Dazzle trying to go in between mid and bottom, mid and bottom, mid and bottom,
He's
but
gotten
not
every rune so far.
actually getting kills though, or saving people.
Yeah, he's gotten a haste double damage and now an illusion, but hasn't really translated to much. He's now level 3, 1 point in the poison touch. They'll go on to 4DR down here in the bottom. Even the Mistcoil coming out to try and finish him off, but they just don't have the damage to bring him down. Weaver, he'll dive it. There's your Stampede from the Centaur, and 4DR will take a spill. Now they'll go on to King DR, or King RD. Oh gosh, that's gonna mess with me. Either way, it's a 2-0. And Ban Earthspirit, they get on the board.
Not really sure what King RD was trying to do there. If he pounces on him to stop him from killing the AA, he'll pop the shield and he'll immediately die. And if he doesn't go in there, AA will die anyways. So I think it would have been better for him just to run straight left and not get sandwiched in by those 3 heroes. Stampede was used for that sequence of events, but Ban Earth getting 2 on the board, getting some kills on Weaver. It's very important.
Yeah, certainly so, especially since Weaver's died once already. He did get credit for one of those, so that helps him in
Dude,
terms
Baga's all about stacking. Look
of
at this
making a
guy.
recovery.
He's just stacking non-stop. See double Centaurs, double Satyrs, and I'm pretty sure he stacked like every single minute except for one of them.
Yeah. Haste rune picked up by the Abaddon, and Evan will just rotate back down towards the bottom lane. That is one thing that Ban Earthspirit have been doing very well, controlling those runes, still with that 100% rune rate.
Yeah, usually
thus
with a
far.
dual lane mid, you have much better rune control, but they don't have the luxury of having the psionic traps, and Venomancer has been pulling every minute instead of actually checking runes, so that is a trade-off. But if they kill half-right aggro on top lane, he doesn't have Stampede for 6 seconds. I think they have a very small window, but if it's now, then it's too late.
Well, Nedbone connects with the lasso. There's your Venomous Gale. Where's that Stampede? Arshi blows. He'll just run through the trees, makes it back to the tower. Easy peasy for the egg roll. But in the bottom lane, we'll miss a kill out onto the Slark. Maybe they'll get a counter kill on the Weaver. Yeah, they sure will. 40R chucking out those chilling touches, and it is a 1-for-1 carry for carry exchange here in the bottom.
And AA gets a lot of experience on the back of that, so he is almost level 6 now. So that's a pretty nice experience boost for him. I wouldn't actually say that's too bad of a trade for CNB, considering CNB already has a pretty stacked Tiny in mid.
Yeah, I mean, a 1-for-1 in the bottom, but in the 2v3, it gives the one that gets left over a little bit of an edge. Like you mentioned, that experience jump. Now Dazzle gets initiated upon. Leap on the money, but Dazzle just heals himself up. Doesn't even need to grave. Now Strange Fruit coming forward. 4DR could be in some trouble. Will they dive it? Yeah, sure will. He's got the Aphotic Shield on. This will be a kill regardless. Now, can they finish off the Slark? Not level 6 quite yet. Tavo TP's in. Does have plenty of mana, ready for a combo. Power Tread's online, and Tiny is level 7. I think they make the right call to retreat here. Yep, it'll just be a 1-for-0 in the bottom. Ban Earthspirit, level it out, 4 apiece.
They really need level 6 on Slark. He's in these very compromising positions, trying to play aggressively with Chilling Touch. But firstly, they don't have enough heroes for Chilling Touch because it's only 2 people down. I don't think they should be playing aggressively versus 3. Once Shadow Demon leaves, sure, they can get a kill. But they need level 6 before they can play that aggressively. Ancient Apparition was just like half a creep, 1 creep away from 6.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. And Weaver is actually pretty underleveled as well. He is tied with all of the supports right now, sitting level 5, and on the money with Slark. This bottom lane has just been a slugfest. The Slark hops forward once again, connects with the pounce, but won't find the kill. And no point in Dark Pact early on for this Slark is a little interesting. Usually we just see at one point Essence Shift and then Dark Pact get leveled up, but he went for the second Essence Shift point. I don't hesitate to call that a value point, but I usually see at least 1 in Dark Pact for the cleanse.
There's not too much of Dark Pack, especially since Centaur hasn't been coming down bottom. But once Centaur starts joining fights, which will be pretty soon considering he has Blink and 900 gold, he definitely needs at least 1 level.
Also, even if TA rotates, like
Yeah, it's good versus Psionic Trap, decent versus Beld. But it's not very useful versus Tri-Lane, though.
Yeah.
I will give him that.
Yeah, fair enough. TA in the mid, now struggling against the Venomancer. Plague Ward's coming down aplenty, and only so much that Bricks can do. His farm is still okay, though. Number 3 on net worth, leading the way on the Dire side, but still getting way out-farmed by the Tiny. And, of course, a lot of that is kills. Tiny's now retreated to the jungle. He did clear out this big triple stack that you were talking about, and now just farming neutrals. So, curious what build he's going to go for. Just straight into Ags, or will this be maybe
I
a
think he
Blink
needs
Tiny?
drums.
Or drums, yeah, that's possible.
Because he needs move speed. Usually with Tiny Wisp, you don't need drums because you have the tether move speed. But I think, especially for very mobile heroes like Centaur and Weaver, who won't get slowed at all by like AA slow and Veno, I think he needs the move speed in fights so he doesn't just get kited all day like I think Bricks will be.
Yeah. Poor Bricks. Speaking of mobility, Batrider grabs his Blink Dagger here right at the 10-minute mark. TP's home, and will pick up a smoke. So we'll see Null Nedbone here just cruising around, looking to pick up a kill with that shiny new Blink Dagger. Maybe he'll head down to the bottom lane and try and shut down this Weaver. Strange Fruit has now picked up Aquila and a Ring of Health, also just a Belt of Strength. So kind of all over the place with these opening items, but appears he will just be going for that more standard Lincoln Sphere.
Are you sure? Could be the classic Aquila Belt of Strength Ring of Health build.
Yes, the classic Aquila into Vanguard casual belt build, yes.
Could be a Basher. Come on now.
Could be a Basher, first item, yep. It's true, could be.
You don't know with Strange Fruit, man. You don't know what
It's
to
true,
expect.
Strange Fruit, he might be up to some strange builds. 4RD, that's not 4RD, that's King RD. I can't get these names straight. 4DR and King RD, it's messing with me too much. In the mid lane, Nedbone, he hops right on top of the TA. Stampede did come out from the Centaur. Dazzle throws out the Grave, and that'll keep everyone alive. Now Weaver joining the party, Aphotic Shield on. He wants to press forward, but won't find it.
I think that's worth it for Nedbone. Yes, he did blow smoke in his surprise with this Blink Lasso initiate, but he caused 3 people to TP in mid. And that'll finally free up some space for good old King RD on bottom. He is actually fairly poor. He actually is just around even in CS with the Weaver.
Yep. And we'll find a little recovery farm here, but both of them are not CSing very well as there's been so much killing here in the bottom lane. Weaver will wander his way back down, and also Centaur did pick up his blank, so just his blink just about on point. Blankety blank with the Bat Rider here. So maybe a minute delayed, but still pretty solid.
I like how Strange Fruit's buying small items though, instead of trying to save up for, like, let's say a catch-up Midas or, I don't know.
Speaking of
like
catch-up
that.
Midas, Tiny Midas after power treads here.
That's alright.
Yep, grabbed it about the 11-minute mark, so we'll get a free tower kill here in the mid lane. Glyph comes out, and then, oh, maybe spoke too soon. TP coming in. He just wants to finish it off. And could it cost him? Gale connects onto Bricks. They get the deny. And now Tony on the run. He is slowed up, has Weave on him. Abaddon coming in to try and slow him down. No point in Curse of Avernus. That'll proc the borrowed time. And Tiny is still on the run in the mid. We did miss Venomancer getting killed as Centaur joined the party. And Tiny will survive. So at the end of the day, ban Earthspirit. They come out 1 kill ahead.
And they get the tower tonight. But I actually think losing the tower is a pretty big deal for Banearth because they have a decent Roshian lineup with TA, and if Dazzle gets them a medallion, they can do it. They can sneak it pretty easily.
Yep. Yeah, they're in okay shape now. Still getting out farmed by CNB by about 1,500 gold, 1,000 experience, but could be a lot worse. Initiation onto the Weaver in the bottom. Pounce will connect. He time-lapsed just in the nick of time. And there's your Grave comes out, maybe a bit premature. Ultimate from the Centaur, trying to find the Slark. No, they'll set up for the AA. 40R moves around in the trees, not much he can do, and will fall. Dazzle gets credit for that one. Now more support coming in. Venomancer's TP. This is a 4-man rotation from Ban Earthspirit.
Where the heck is King RD going?
Yeah, just gonna hop to the low ground, and he'll be okay for now, but gets slowed up. TA on her way in. Can she finish off this Slark? He doesn't have an ultimate, but uh-oh, now Bat Rider joining the party. Still enough to finish off the Slark. The lasso comes out late from Nedbone. And Bricks, not enough follow-up damage. He'll survive easily. Ben Earthspirit grabbing some momentum here, Merlini.
Indeed. TA, I mean, he has phased drums. He was pressured so hard in the start, but they can't manage to kill him a couple more times past those 2 initial times with Veno and Tiny. They just had nice TPs in from their heroes, nice usage of Stampede to make sure that he stays alive. And Strange Fruit, he started off pretty poorly too, but now he's 3-2. Looks like he has normal items now, and they're doing a good job of controlling the pace of the game by not letting their carries die and forcing CNB to waste a lot of cooldowns on those important heroes.
Yep. NTA will just retreat to the jungle, now sitting level 11, clears out some neutrals. Fresh Fruit hops to the top lane. He did go power tread, so continuing with this trend of grabbing smaller items and building up towards that Lincoln's. Tiny, though, he has 1,500 gold. I imagine he'll want to just go straight into Ags. It's pretty darn core on Tiny and helps him farm faster. But we'll see. King RD, he gets pinged out. The half-fried egg roll. He's got a blink ready, and he also has a stampede. He hops forward, saves his buddy Goody. Now they'll just drop the hammer. Double edge. Will it be enough? Oh, the Abaddon! He healed the wrong target, but Shadow Wave is there. And that's a
King RD is just playing way too aggressively. Like, Slark does not have enough items to do that, especially not versus a Centaur. Centaur has such huge bursts with level 4 hoof stomp, level 4 double edge, and he talked about half-fried egg roll being the player, and his stampedes have been really good, and he's just been crushing fools since he got his blink dagger.
Fresh Fruit, he may get turned into Sour Fruit. I said Fresh Fruit, Strange Fruit. Jeez. he's
so we have
fruit all over the
4 RD, King DR, and Fresh
Stop
Fruit
it.
in this game.
Just stop it.
Do you know these teams?
I mean, to be fair, there are teams we haven't casted much, but
There are a wall of wards on bottom, and let's see if Banearth can push through this.
yeah, the wards and the glyph. AA ultimate will fly in, but actually will fall a little bit short. Just barely clips the Centaur. Will be enough for them to repel this push. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Tiny poking down this tower. There is not a dire glyph available, so I think they'll lose their top tier one. The question is, can they actually push through these wards? And I'm not so sure they can, actually.
Nah. Dude, wards are OP.
Yeah, 38 damage on each one of those. Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Tiny finishes off the top tower. Half-fried egg roll. He's going around the backside, looking to grab the Veno. Bat Rider TP's in, but they don't see him, and they won't be able to initiate. Instead, they'll just cut the wave. Now that Veno's been zoned out, the wards will expire. But Bat Rider will also force this creep wave to expire with that Firefly.
Your life duration has expired, creep wave.
Rotation towards the mid lane from Ben Earthspirit. I'm going to try and pick on this Slark once more. Slark is 4-0 and 2. Ouch.
0, 4, and 2.
Yeah. He really has been aggressive.
He's been just far too aggressive. Slark is a snowbally hero. You need some baseline of items like Shadow Blade, like drums even. And Bricks is just, he's number 1 in CS. He's just been doing what he should be doing to try and recover. Just park him mid if you get easy kills, like on the Slark bottom, and go for it. You can pressure the tower. Once you get that tower gold, then you can start getting a lot of kills. Look at his items now. He has Phase Drums, Ogre Club, 1,000 gold, and a Haste Rune in his bottle. So he's all set up to do a lot of work.
And he'll do just that in the mid lane. Tier 1 tower taking pretty heavy damage. No Veno Ward wall up yet, quite yet. It's continuing to put him down, but Banner Spirit putting a lot of pressure on this tower.
Put him down.
Put him down. They will slow siege this, though. They don't want to overcommit. They know Batrider is around. And, of course, he has a lasso available here. So they won't commit too hard to it.
They're good.
Stampede. Strange Fruit in the top, just farming up against the Slark. There's a 4v4 here in the mid lane. Haste Rune pop by the TA. Half-right egg roll. He gets hopped forward, and they just drop that Tiny. Wow, what a great way for that fight to start. Tiny's pretty farmed, but he's not that tanky right now. A lot of his money is still sitting in that hand of Midas.
Yeah, I would have liked the drums build over to Midas, because Ban Earth is all about mid-game fight, and not... They have okay late game, but you know they're going to play aggressively with this lineup, especially with Centaur getting Blink and TA and Weaver being great mid-game fighters. And I think they thought that they were going to have more time to farm, but this tower, yeah, it has a wall of wards, but that's not going to stop TA.
Yeah, it's a little bit too low right now. Doesn't secure the deny, and the tower does get finished off by the Dire. Makes the total tower count now 2-1 in favor of CNB, though one of those 2 was denied. It was that mid-tier 1 that we saw. TA will grab another rune. It's a double damage. They've gotten so many runes this game.
Yeah, I don't even know if Tiny's gotten any.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. BKB on the way for TA, and she's not too far off the mark, just waiting for that recipe. And the egg roll, what's he working on? Has himself a cloak, probably a pipe coming out for him.
Pipe's really scary because CNB doesn't have any physical damage right now. Slark doesn't have anything, and Tiny, he almost has a scepter, but he, as you said, he just dropped in that last team fight. But if they can get a kill on Strange Fruit here.
Yep, and there's the Firefly forward. They don't see him quite yet, and now they do. Lasso on the money, so's the Ice Blast. Slark, he's leaping off to the side, but that's okay. They've got plenty of damage. That was just a YOLO leap right there. So close your eyes and hope for the best. TA walks right into the Tiny. Tiny just tries to TP home. Look at the Craggy! Oh, man. Not that she could have interrupted him anyhow, but still. Second hit Craggy. Pretty darn lucky for old Tony there. And Ban Earthspirit get the bottom tier 1 tower. So that levels out the tower count.
Ban Earth needs to do Roshan soon, too. While the carries on CNB are still weak. I still think CNB has... They're decently set up for mid-game fight just because Tiny's pretty farmed. And Batrider has been trucking people. But at the same time, they're very close to losing most sense of momentum in this mid-game. Yep. They're getting like small kills here and there, but TA has been left unchecked for like the last 15 minutes, I'd say.
Well, they'll take heed to your advice and use that double damage rune straight into the Roche Pit. The minus armor from TA makes this a bit easier, but Ice Blast straight away from the Radiant side. They've got a ward up on the high ground on the other side of the river.
Doesn't matter. TA's all good.
Yeah, they won't even try and contest it, honestly. They can't, especially with the egg roll around the outside.
And again, it goes back to the rune control, too.
Mech up on the Abaddon. Yeah, the double damage made this so much easier. And there you go, uncontested Roche here at the 20-minute mark. TA's the one to grab the Aegis, and Mr. Oh, this TA's not going to get any farm.
I blame CNB for that.
What's happening now? Yeah, I blame. Well, that's a fair group to blame. It is their fault that she's rather farmed.
It's definitely not a draft issue.
Yeah, not a draft issue, but still lacking on the lockdowns, man.
They're lacking on pressure.
Yeah,
they have Slark around feeding.
They're lacking on that tempo control.
And
Netbone's only 0-0 and 2. He hasn't really been too active with this lasso here in the mid game.
Well, they've been doing a good job of countering Stampede and Grave, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean they've been doing okay, but you know he has Blink and Force Staff now, and that's just not a lot of kills to be involved in for 20 minutes.
I agree.
21 minutes. I mean, Centaur is 1-0 and 3, doubling the amount of kills he's been involved in. And whoa, that is an early pipe on this Centaur. Blink pipe at 21 minutes. Yeah, he's pretty stacked too. Number 3 on net worth. So this is really scary for CNB all of a sudden. Even just the mech on both sides, actually. Okay, there is no mech advantage. Venno picked his up right at the same time. Speaking of Venno, down bottom, they'll go on to Bricks. He gets flame broken back. He's got a haste through. No, that's a Stampede. And, yeah, that'll expire. They should be able to finish him off.
He needs a TP scroll. If he has a TP scroll, he can just blink TP out. Actually, he can get tossed. Wow.
They won't go for
They
it.
won't go for
TP, nope, doesn't blink. But, wow, with all the support inbound, I thought they would definitely go for that kill.
He has BKB. He
Yeah.
can turn it around. If his team's there.
Yeah, but, I mean, you've got a Tiny. Just if you can avalanche right as he comes up and...
Dude, Tiny's been super scared. He was 2-0, and then since then he's only picked up on 1 kill. Heavily concentrating on farming. His net worth is decently greater than Brix's. He has 1,300 gold more, but at the same time, I think Brix has had a lot more game impact, even though he's died more times. Just being able to push down the towers, take down Aegis, or take down Roshan, and just in general put a lot more pressure, get more deep.
He's only died once more than the Tiny. Saying it like that makes it sound like this TA's been feeding, but he's 2-2. I mean, he's doing
He
well.
was under a lot of pressure. I'm not saying he's feeding. He just was a lot under pressure in mid, whereas Tavo was kind of left unchecked for 10-15 minutes.
Now, Strange Fruit, on the other hand, he has been picked on a fair amount, and will now pick up his ultimate orb as well as the Perseverance. So, okay. I thought he must have had more items that were in the inventory, and they'll get delivered right as I bring it up. So his farm isn't hurting quite as much as you would think. He is just behind the center on net worth, sitting at the number 4 position. And up top, oh, Dazzle. He'll get initiated on as King RD, staying aggressive. Side Trap connects. They'll continue to chase him down, but there's your Dark Pact, and I think he'll be A-okay.
Will he?
Or will he? Uh-oh. Another slow. Another slow on top of that. The egg roll. He joins the party. Gets off the ultimate. Will regenerate just a tad here, but now they'll dive him. Meld Strike on the mark. 4-staff back from the Bat Rider. But uh-oh, you've got some Strange Fruit behind that tower. He'll just go ham on 40R.
What is Nedbone doing?
They dive the Nedbone, and yeah, he gets boned himself. That is a 3-0 going the way of Ban Earthspirit, and of course they'll get this tower as well.
What the heck was Nedbone doing?
Well, he 4-staff his friend, and then...
Yeah, he just like kind of walked in there. I think
for the lasso.
I think he was trying to firefly the creeps, and then he just got initiated on with Stampede.
Yeah. Well, now all of a sudden things starting to look a little more rough for CNB. Tiny did secure the tier 2 tower kill in the mid while this was happening. He picked up that branch, and now he's just going straight into the tier 3. Throws out a toss, does as much damage as he can. Will end as a tier 2 for tier 2 exchange, basically, and now Ban Earthspirit will be forced back. So well played by Tavo, still maintaining his seat as the number 1 farmer, and finds himself the Asha recipe.
Can Tiny carry hard enough?
That is a good question. I want to say nay.
It seems like Tiny +4.
Yeah, Tiny not so tiny. I think Weaver and TA have just had enough space that they will out-carry him.
I think CNB has a pretty aggressive line, and they haven't been playing really aggressively. They only have 6 kills, and 2 of them were in like the first 5 minutes of the game in that dual lane. And Nedbone hasn't been able to find too many picks. AA, he's been trying to farm for a Scepter, but they shouldn't be farming. They should be killing. Slark and Tiny, especially a fed Tiny at the start, that's go time.
Well, that's part of the problem with these two supports, your Venomancer and AA. They're just... this is that time where they don't really shine. They don't do a lot of damage. Their gank potential isn't that strong. Like, yeah, you do a lot of damage with the Chilling Touch in a tri-lane skirmish, but in team fights, it's not quite as much. Same with the Veno. Still only level 1 Poison Nova. So with the pipe on top of that, I mean, can they even take a 5v5 skirmish right now? I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure either. I think... I don't know. I think Batrider actually might need a Yules to get rid of Stampede and get rid of Grave, or keep people in position.
Up top, King RD.
buddy.
Did they drop the hammer? They didn't even need the Stampede for that. That was a victory Stampede right there.
Dude, King RD is just straight feeding this game.
Yeah, he is.
Just like
He's
straight,
more than
straight
struggling.
with the number 8 feeding.
0, 6, and 3. Oh, that hurts as a Slark.
He's gone a defensive build with Treads and Drums and Ogre Club, but his playstyle in the early game did not
Bat
stay
Rider
defensive.
hops on top of Goody. Tavo comes in, throws out the Avalanche Toss. That's enough to finish off the Dazzle. It'll cost him their Nedbone. It is a 1-for-1 support for Bat Rider, so even so, not really ideal. That was one of those, I mean, who else can Bat Rider hop on? You've got to stop the Dazzle from getting off the Grave, but then at the end of the day, you've just traded your offlaner Initiator for a support of Ban Earthspirit.
Yeah, well, you take what trades you can get when you're behind.
Yeah.
It's only a 4,000 gold lead for Banner, but at the same time, they have far better map control because Centaur's just going around just double-edging the crap out of people, and they have far better roaching. Are they going to change this timer? This timer has been just like irking me.
Yeah, you
since they
don't
changed
like
it.
the crooked, the 90 degrees to the right.
No.
I'm not sold.
I'm not sold with the 3 o'clock as the base.
Yeah, I don't know why 12 o'clock just seems like an okay base. I don't remember reading any complaints about 12 o'clock not being appropriate.
Gosh darn 12 o'clockers.
Gosh darn it. Well, it's a silly thing to get upset about, but it is.
I'm
what it
angry.
is.
I'm angry about it.
Uh-oh. Watch out, Merlini's angry, boys. TA is very close to a Desolator, and
So-
with this tower should have it.
How do they kill Centaur?
I don't know. I think CNB are just they're net boned this game. What are they gonna do?
Split push with Tiny.
Yeah, I mean that's about all they can hope for now. Slark's
Defend with wards.
Tiny's up at the top.
Where the heck's Venno? Where's the wall of wards? That are T3 you're talking about.
He's coming back. He's on his way. But no, the split push will be enough to bring Ban Earthspirit back to their base. Slark gets harassed, and yeah, they keep everything safe and sound. I think they can wait for next Roche, and then after that, CNB, they just have no map control. They don't have anywhere to farm. Tiny is the only one that's doing well right now. He is still number 1 on net worth. He's got the Midas, so he's still high level and still farming well. But
You can still truck people.
that's it. It's just Tiny, though. They kill the Tiny, and they kill the team.
But how do they kill Tiny? He has a lot of HP.
With right clicks. They've got a Desolator now.
Dude, he has armor.
So what? Still hurts. So yeah, he's got 11 armor. Still hurts, man.
He has GG Craggy.
The GG Craggy. Oh. Speaking of GGs, this egg roll, he's about to get his goose cooked.
Okay, well, I just asked how they would kill Centaur, and looks like
With
like that's how you do it.
With their keyboards and mice. I don't know what you want here. Tiny's not that tanky.
No, I was talking about Centaur.
Both of them. I mean, they're not that tanky.
Centaur's pretty tanky.
He's pretty tanky, but he just has a pipe and blade mail. I mean, you can just still kill. He's not unkillable. He's not like
Dude, no one's ever unkillable.
He's not double heart E-blade like GG mode. Good luck.
You can just YOLO the fountain.
What does that even mean? Just YOLO the fountain.
That's how you die. With double heart E-blade. What the heck?
Who does that? It was just like, man, look at all these tanky items. I better just go YOLO
I
in the fountain.
guarantee you Jimmy would do it.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not sure how CNB can turn this around outside of just Ban Earthspirit throwing, doing a GG push into the fountain.
I don't actually think. I think Tiny can do a lot of damage. I think you underestimate Tiny's damage output with this amount of items.
Yeah, I think he has decent damage output, but they have no positioning tools. They have no way to get him into the fight. What happened last time? Centaur blinked on top of him, hoof stomp, and that was all they needed. Double edge, and then the boom boom pound.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, but what? How?
I
how
think
much,
CNB can
he's got
bring
Manta now, but
CNB can bring the fight to Ban Earth though. They can lasso somebody in, and then he can just start whomping on fools.
okay. So yeah, there is still. It's about initiation.
And then they have AA ult too, and he has Scepter coming up in 200 gold. So
It's way easier for the Centaur to initiate, right? There's an ease of execution difference. He can hop in, just jam that hoof stomp, and boom, you're stunning people. Bat
Jam
Rider,
it in.
he's gotta click around, find himself the lasso, make sure he's like not even like closer than melee range, like about to make babies, and then pop the lasso. It's just it's hard, you know. You got to get right up in there, all nice and tight, like, and it just doesn't work for the bat every time. So I think Ban Earthspirit just kind of on paper in a vacuum have an initiation advantage if you're talking Centaur versus Bat Rider in a brewing 5v5. But there are other factors, you know, vision and all that kind of stuff.
Stampedes makes things easy
And
too.
and Stampede. Earl, we've got a Stampede, but here's a big one. Maybe this will start to turn things around. Level 11 on the AA with an Egg Scepter.
They have Scepter on him. They have Manta and 4,000 gold on Tiny. They have the BKB on the Slark.
How's Venno looking?
They're getting there.
1600. Yeah, the thing that will be scary is this AA Venno combo. I think Ban Earthspirit need to win within the next 15 minutes, or else things will get very difficult. You're not going to be able to push into the double Ags, Veil, and then level 3 ultimates from AA and
Not to
Venno.
mention Plague Wards and Bat
Yeah.
Rider ult.
It's just too much damage, but it's still these supports are a long way from getting to that.
Centaur in mid might get
disgusting
cut
combo.
out. That's
Ace
not the
through.
target that they want to
Bat
go on.
Rider, half-fried egg roll, gets pulled back. Ice Blast on the money. Tiny coming in, but that was lackluster.
They got 500 damage on him.
And he just stampedes. Yeah, that pipe, man. Uh-oh, King RD. What is he doing? Why is he out there?
I don't know, man. I don't know what King RD is doing half the game.
That was a really awkward position to be in. And oh, this Roche, he's coming up very soon. That side trap is making it
I
difficult
told
to
you,
read the
dude.
timer. But
Sark is just straight feeding this game.
yeah, well,
Like-
that I don't disagree with.
Centaur was nowhere close to him. They have no blink initiates, and if Centaur's not there, he can just shadow dance TP. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. He can just BKB TP.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. Sark, King RD.
Hey, man. Okay. So look at this. CNB, they scouted out with the Ice Blast. They see that Roche is respawned, but they don't see that Ban Earthspirit are in the pit quite yet. Will they just go for it? CNB might actually have to contest this time.
Yeah, they should.
But with Slark dead, it's going to be
but
tricky.
they don't care.
Yep. Brix
Or
is just
do
chopping
they?
him down.
Tabo's too
11
far
armor.
away.
Dude, they have so much minus armor now, though. Like, Roche is falling very quickly. Batrider, even if he goes right now, I think they've missed their window. Yep, too late. You snooze, you lose. Again, TA the one to grab the Aegis. The Batrider, oh, almost gets initiated on.
He can't afford to lose his gem.
And Baga, uh-oh, he gets bugs put on him. Weaver will chase him down. And he'll just scoot back. Look at this Weaver. Ultra defensive build. Lincoln's into BKB. Tiny gets a top tier 2 tower out of it, so that's something for CNB. And,
Oh, he has
an
AC.
assault
Yeah,
Karas
dude,
now.
he's stacked.
I mean, no doubt he is one big craggy, but I don't know.
Dude, he is trucking this tower.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this play from Ban Earthspirit. You can't trade Racing Tiny on a tier 3 for the tier 2 mid. And even Strange Fruit, like, he needs to be careful. Tiny can just straight branch him. Well, he missed the avalanche, but still. Look at him just get branched down, dude. BKB is not going to save you from that, nor will a Lincoln's. I don't know. Dude, they've already burned their glyph. Tiny's going to get a tier 3 tower. Meanwhile, in the mid,
Oh,
they're
he's-
not even close
dude,
to
he's
this
dead.
tier 2. Tiny or
don't
the
know.
egg roll?
Tiny.
Tiny, yeah, he's in trouble. He gets double-edged.
Oh, the Craggy.
Oh, the money Craggy! He's gonna get melee barracks! Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Alright, you know what? Forget everything I said. I think Merlini was right.
Dude.
Tiny's too big. What was that?
Don't forget about Tiny, man.
Oh my god. Dude, that was ridiculous. He just straight said, "Oh, hey Weaver, let me branch you." It's like he's just smacking him with a tree.
It was so funny because Strange Fruit's like, I bet you're gonna run away now, and then Tiny's like, no, I'm just standing here right clicking shit until you kill me.
I can't believe that Craggy. I don't think he would have finished off the barracks without that well.
Dude, 25% chance, man.
Yeah, it happens a lot, but still.
It was just funny. It was such a funny sequence of events. This D2 didn't even fall in the process.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that was... I don't know what Ban Earthspirit were thinking there. I think they're still in good shape, but you can't just trade a tier 3 tower and melee racks for half damage on a tier 2. It's just not good.
Worth it.
Well, they'll finish off the tower. Tiny's still dead for 20 seconds, but he's got a buyback.
He doesn't... Dude, the waves all just in the river.
This is starting to look a little more rough. I mean, if Ban Earthspirit could have pressed forward and forced the buyback on Tiny, that would have been good. But they don't even get that.
Yeah.
It ends up just being a tier 2 for tier 3 melee racks exchange.
And Tiny's life.
And Tiny's life.
But he has 28 armor now. I think if he just gets like a... I don't know. What is he going to get next?
The Crags.
I think he needs HP, actually. Or survivability. I'm a big fan of Butterfly on Tiny myself.
Butterfly's good. I think Lifesteal will come in handy. I like Mask of Madness on Tiny.
Dude, you can't go Mask of Madness as this late.
No?
Because he's
No,
gonna be 6 slotted soon.
That's your 6th item. Butterfly Mask of Madness, dude.
Screw that. B-Fly Satanic.
Satanic. Oh, yeah, I guess the Satanic.
Or the crits, man.
The Mask of Madness just lets you destroy buildings when you get to that point. That's why I like it. It's more of a... It's not a fighting build. It's
Dude,
more of a
Butterfly
pushing
gives you
build.
almost the same attack speed.
Yeah. I mean, I like Butterfly as well. The crit is also solid. I don't know. Either the Satanic or the Daedalus. It's kind of hard to say. The Satanic gives you a little more teamfight utility. The Daedalus lets you do more damage.
But they're just... What are they doing? What's Tavo trying to trade on top? Just the range racks?
Apparently.
I guess so. Okay. You go, Tavo.
You go, Tavo. More power to you. The army of Plague Wards is down.
And that's a free Rex. And he's going to go mid if they don't do anything about it. Or just start trucking buildings.
Ban Earthspirit just aren't doing anything right now. They're not pressuring this hard. They're not stopping the Tiny. And they're not TPing home. They're all just walking around. Guys, you got to do something. like, look at this. Tiny's already done half damage to the tower. Like, now they'll TP home, but they'll get cleaned up as they try and retreat. Bricks, he'll go on to Nedbone, but gets lassoed. The follow-up damage will be there. He's the Aegis carrier, though. Mech comes out from the Abaddon, and actually, this TA is big. He drops the AA. Now the Mech comes out. Shallow Grave as well, doing as much damage as he can, but now the kiting commences. Dude, Slark finishes off the Dazzle. There's another fight breaking out up top. Tiny, he's doing it. It's a 1v2, and he's still winning. Oh, Venno falls. His teammates are getting cleaned up, though. Tiny, he's forced to TP home.
That's still a good trade.
Yeah.
Look at this T3. Half damage.
Dude, it's Tiny versus the world right now.
Could he just TP back home and take a straight 5-on-5?
Dire's bottom
I
tower
think so.
I think so. I think CNB
Well,
could take a 5v5.
But
at
they're
this
just
point.
choosing it to play the other way.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the right way to play it here because Ban Earthspirit can't break the high ground. If
Well-
they don't have Venno wards and they could just come up and truck this tower, then they have
Banners
to take a
could
fight.
just mass TP and kill him because Centaur can chase a Tiny, right?
So, but why didn't they?
Because I don't know. They're just teamwork. It's just like, I don't know what we're doing, guys. What do we do without this Tiny in our base? We want to break base, but we can't.
Yeah, oh, bad. His ultimate will proc. King RD popping forward, but he needs to be careful. Bricks is inbound as well, and he does a lot of damage. Slark pops his BKB. Tavo comes in. There's your Aegis proc. Wow, he gets dropped quick. And now they'll come for the recovery kill. Half-right egg roll, buying his buddy some time. They'll get the kill on Nedbone.
They lose a gem.
Oh, he was still the gem carrier?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's still on the ground. And they'll just leave it there. They don't even want it. What is this?
Whatever.
Okay. Well. What was that?
I just don't think Ban Earth has their stuff together this game.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe too early in the morning, but they're making some questionable plays, not defending against Tiny, just like
Too early
straight
in the
losing
morning.
the Rex.
Aren't they on East
Dude,
Coast time?
I'm trying to give them the benefit of the
It's
doubt.
like the afternoon.
I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, man.
I mean, dude, this TA is big.
They
TA
could be in
has
Hawaii.
a dataless now.
She does, but she still gets kited. She doesn't have any mobility items besides face boots and drums, which is
Yeah.
generally not enough for.
So you think Blink would have been the way to go this game? Or
No. I just think she needs someone to hold him in place.
Uh-oh, fresh fruit. They've still got that gem. He'll try and Shikuchi away. Time lapses back. Burns his BKB. Can they chase him down? No, they cannot. Stampede comes out. And Weavy survives.
What does he?
King
Oh.
RD, it's all on you, pal.
Oh!
The pounce. Okay, never mind. Maybe they will secure this. Ice Blast hits the Dazzle. Grave buys him some time. One more auto attack. And they won't have it. He actually does survive in the end. If the Ice Blast had hit him, would have been a different story, but he
It would have been a
lives.
big kill.
Yeah.
So let's see what he's going for. He has 5,000 gold. TBD.
This is a weird game.
This is a very strange game.
I think it has to be a butterfly. That's just the next logical choice. At this point, it ups your EHP so much having that evasion and knowing that they have no MKB anytime soon. No MKB, no hexes. Literally nothing to deal with the evasion.
It's probably one of the best tower sieging items too, because it just lets your
Yeah.
things tank so much.
Yeah.
Daedalus, you can't crit on towers. Satanic doesn't give you that much damage.
Yeah.
So
It's good for trucking buildings.
Yeah, and it's good for fighting. So I think it's the best mix of
Best of both worlds.
mhm.
Yep. Well, time will tell. Bat Rider, he's working on a BKB. Slark, maybe a Scotty coming out. Probably a Scotty, actually, with that ultimate orb. But
That's so slow farm for Slark though.
well, yeah, he's 1-7.
If King already wasn't feeding so much, I think that CNB would have a pretty good chance to win this. But since he has been like turbo feeding, it's still questionable.
I'm honestly not sure who's going to come out ahead in this game. Venno
I think
is...
Ban Earth will get the next Roshan, and I think CNB will just have to kind of fight around the Aegis, like keep split pushing.
Yeah, I'm not so sure though. I think CNB could actually take a fight in the
I think
Roche
so.
pit coming up next.
I think so too, but they don't want to. Bricks.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, up top, there's the initiation. Venomancer ultimate as well, but oh, Baga just gets turned around on. He pops the BKB.
King already misses all his stuff.
They're
He
looking
misses
for
the Dark Pact. He misses the Pounce. Like,
He just runs away.
what? Slark, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Well, they pop everything, and a little lag spike there, and it ends up being a 1-0 going the other way. This TA, I'll tell you what, she hurts.
She trucks fools.
Yeah.
I think Banners, and they're very good at reacting to these ganks though. Like saving Weaver when he was kind of in no man's land. TA's farming out over here by themselves, and they're always pretty close, even though their towers not even up in that lane. So they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
They're still getting out
Far.
farmed. Tiny's just bad.
Centaur has a halberd now. That is a pretty big item against the Tiny, who does not have a BKB.
Oh, he's going for the crits.
Yeah, big numbers. Chrysalis in the inventory already. Roche, ooh, it's back up, and yeah, it looks like they will just take it handily. CNB are not in a position to contest, and who's going to grab it? All right, Weaver grabs it, and now he's going into the butterfly. Aegis on the TA, and she grabs her BOTs. What do you think, Merlini?
I'm not sure.
Who's gonna take
I think
this
if
one?
Tavo got Butterfly, it would be Onage. But since he went dataless, we'll see. It's still very questionable. Can Banner actually push is the biggest problem. I think they can win team fights just because I think CNB is pretty sloppy on their execution. Like AA ult's missing, Tiny never fighting. Not that that's necessarily a bad choice. Slark just not doing anything in team fights or ganks or pushes or defends. And I don't know. It's just really on how well can Tiny play. How many craggies is he going to get in team fights? They also need to pop the BKBs on Banner Earth very early on in the team fights. TA still has an 8-second BKB. Weaver still has a 9-second BKB. So Tiny's craggy isn't going to work if their BKBs are up. But Brix is already down there, and now he will be the one to defend against the split push with the BOTs. So now this is a pretty smart choice from them. But I still think that Tavo can solo the TA.
Yeah, absolutely can. Split push coming from Ban Earthspirit, Strange Fruit in the mid, chipping away at that tower. The rest of the team will be repelled. Tiny is in the base. TA doing what she can.
But now there's King RD there too, so he definitely can't take on 2-on-1 Bricks.
Yeah. And do they all have TP scrolls here in case they have to come home? It looks like it. Everyone oh no, Weaver has one as well. So everyone can TP home if necessary. This is still a tricky proposition here.
They need like a big AA ultimate. They need a big Battle Rider ultimate. They need their supports to do something this
They
fight.
see that the Tiny's retreating, though. This ward right here gives them the intel they need, so they won't commit to it. That is an important ward right now.
Still, they're drawing out the Aegis, though. So it may look like Ban Earth has the upper edge here, but the longer they don't fight, the more time they have until the Aegis expires. And yeah, it's 4 minutes, but Ban Earth, they've been trying to push high ground for like the last 15 and just unable to do so.
Yeah. They're going to slow siege
Oh, there's a DD Tiny. I don't know about this.
And also, Ag Scepter is now up on the Venomancer. So the two Ags are
they're
out
gonna
on
go
this
for
big support.
They're going to go for TA.
Oh, no. Bricks. King RD walks straight forward. Does connect with the pounce this time. Now, big bad Tiny's coming in. BKB, but he's just going to chop him down. The damage.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, no. Now TA. She's just dead. Nowhere to go. So much damage from the DD Tiny.
They have to TP back to defend this, though.
Yep, Baga, he takes a lot of damage. Veno pops the mech, gets off the ultimate before he goes down. That's actually huge. That's a lot of damage coming out. Will help cut through that pipe. Now King RD hops on top of the Dazzle. Aphotic Shield cleanses him up. There's your BKB. Tower not taking hefty damage. They'll actually burn the glyph for it here as the Weaver was pressuring the mid.
DD Tiny.
And, he's going straight in.
He doesn't have a TP scroll. He's just going to YOLO this.
Dude.
I told you, YOLO into the... Oh my gosh,
no.
Tavo!
Two YOLO Tavo. They all TP back. And, oh my gosh, he gets the Abaddon. Can he clean it up? No, doesn't have the lifesteal. But still, he pulls them all back, keeps the base safe. They did lose their tier 3 in the mid lane.
He needs to get BOTs instead of treads.
Yes. He needs BOTs. He needs to get rid of this derpy Midas and get some lifesteal.
Or Butterfly.
Or Butterfly. I think a Butterfly and then a Helm of the Dominator right now, he could have actually
He can't get
killed that.
He can't get 7 items.
What? No, if he didn't get Daedalus. I mean, like, Butterfly
yeah.
instead of Daedalus and then had a Helm of the Dominator right now, I think he could have actually
I think
turned that fight around right
Butterfly
there.
Satanic is your 6th slot.
He does so much damage, and with the lifesteal, there's no way they would have been able to take him down. Instead, he's killable because he has no lifesteal and has no BOTs. So he needs some kind of sustain if he wants to do those kind of plays. There's your Butterfly up on Weaver, and I was talking about how there's nothing on Ban Earthspirit to cut through the Butterfly.
See, I think they could have done that a long time ago to Tavo pressuring their base. And
yeah,
then you
that's
can
what they
only
should have done before instead of trading their barracks for
you can
tier 2.
only throw so many lives away on Tiny, especially 45 minutes into the game. Yeah, you're gonna have buyback for one of them, maybe 2, but
yeah. Well, now Ban Earthspirit, they'll go straight up the middle. No glyph available for either side. Bat Rider is at the top trying to pressure the creeps in. Looks like mid-racks will fall right here. Unless CNB, can they make the hold? Slark coming in, pounces forward, off the money, but will do a little damage to the Dazzle.
King RD.
Melee racks, they do fall. Stampede comes out. They try to make the retreat. Evan, he's already TP'd home. And that's it. They'll just back out after melee racks. They got what they came for.
King RD. He's so funny.
Yep. And she's still actually in the inventory of the Weaver, but the Aegis was burned before. There's your BOTs on Tiny. So,
Yep.
Tavo steps in the right direction.
Yeah, I think he needed it last fight though, but can't cry over spilled milk.
Yes, don't spill your milk next time. That's all you can do.
So are they actually going to go mid with the Aegis down, with the buyback down on the TA? That is the question. If they kill TA, I think they win the game, barring they don't take excruciatingly painful losses on the back of that. But
Tia has no buyback. So.
TA's squishy. Did you see how fast she died without refraction?
Mhm.
Well, it was
That was a double damage,
Yeah.
but still, you can do some math in your head. Add maybe 2 more swings. She still dies there. It's not a. He still does an absurd amount of damage. BKB is up on the Bat Rider. That is a 10-second fresh BKB, and he is carrying the gem once again. CNB, they're ready for the death push. They'll press forward. No glyph available for the Dire for quite some while. This very well could be our last fight here if they press on.
So who has
Well,
buybacks?
Not very many. Tiny and Centaur, that's it.
Oh, wow, that is almost nothing.
But TA is the only one with it on cooldown.
Jeez.
That would be the right response.
Usually you'll see like 5 people at least with buybacks
Yeah.
at this stage of the game.
Yeah, especially given that the state of this game with Roche down and Glyphs down, pretty much want to make sure you have that security blanket of the buyback.
I think a Scepter Abaddon would have been pretty useful this game instead of Yules and Vlads.
Oh, yeah? Oh, here we go. Stampede forward. They hop onto Tavo. A lot of damage coming out. Follow-up coming from CNB. They'll bring down the Tiny first. This could be good news for Ban Earthspirit. Buyback on the Tiny straight away. He TP's in. He's rejoined the battle. Still no other kills coming out. Pipe has been popped. Now Tavo, he's just going ham. The TA dies. So does the Dazzle. The Weaver. Now the Abaddon. The last target of choice. His ultimate's not up. And that's all she wrote, Merlini. The Tiny buyback, just too much.
That is game. Tavo too strong, man.
Yep.
To carry Tiny.
They had good initiation. They took him down. If he didn't have buyback there, it would have been a great fight for Ban Earthspirit. But unfortunately, Tiny had buyback. He had his BOTs. And once they burned that initial round of crowd controls, what did they have to lock him down? The answer is nothing.
Pretty much it's all Tavo this game.
Look at the net worth.
I don't even know what any... Like, Nedbone didn't really have any clutch initiates or pickoffs. King RD has Scotty at the end, but only because Tavo was creating space. I think AA, he kind of didn't really do that much, but it's an AA. He threw his ultimates. He did what he was supposed to do. And I think on the other side, Bricks and... They all played pretty well. It was just like a team effort. Like, hey, we don't know what to do versus Tiny. He's just trucking our base. Do we TP back as 1? Do we TP back as 5?
Yep.
Do we keep pressing on? They just seem completely lost as to what to do. And it seemed like that's the first time they've ever gotten split push before.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, they just didn't make the right choice there. If they had taken the tier 2 and then could have TP'd back and maybe their tier 3 takes a lot of damage, that's one thing. But they did half damage to a tier 2 and lost their top tier 3 tower, their melee racks, and then they did get a kill on Tiny, but the damage is done at that point. You can't let the Tiny do that.
Yeah, I think they needed to split push themselves a little bit more. They can just split push 2 lanes at once, or get BOTs earlier on a tanky hero like Centaur. I guess BOTs is not that big of a deal because no hero can one-on-one Tiny at that point.
Yeah.
So I think a better way is to just push 2 lanes at once so that you don't have to deal with Venom Wards and AA ulti in both lanes. They can only do it to 1 lane at once.
That's true. That is the anecdote to the Veno wards is just split pushing because it takes them a while to mass up that army or splitting up the lanes. And they tried to do that at the end. The Weaver was pressuring the mid while the rest of the team was pushing the bottom.
Too late, man.
Yeah, too little, too late. So that was game number 1. Ban Earthspirit not looking so fresh against CNB, but we have
They
plenty.
still played well. It was just the split push was just like the death of the
Well, they'll have another try here because our first 3 games today are all no Earthspirit. Coming up next, they'll be facing off against the North American Rejects, scheduled to start exactly right now. So we are right on schedule, and we'll hop into that next lobby straight away. After that, it will be no Earthspirit versus the sneaky Nyx Assassins. So plenty of Dota still coming your way here, guys. Of course, you are watching Summit America, powered by Twitch. I'm Zyori, this is Merlini, and make sure you pick up the bundle. Guys, it's in the store for $10, and Jesus, $250 of every purchase goes right to the prize pool. So help us grow the prize pool and make this event even better. Stretch goals, they're coming. They're coming sometime soon. We're taking a break, though, and we'll be back with more Dota coming your way. Gnar versus no Earthspirit up next.